The light that stayed until my heart could speak again arrived so softly without wind. It laid itself across my chest and told my silence, take your rest. It warmed the voice I buried deep, the one I drowned in years of sleep. And in that slow forgiving then, my heart could speak again. I lost my words to heavy tears, buried under countless fears. The light that stayed until my heart could speak again. Listen closer than any friend. It held my breath until the end and let my broken voice ascend. The light that stayed until my heart could speak again waited through my quiet den. It stood with me through thick and thin till I found speech again. The morning drifted soft and warm, a gentle break from life's old storm. It stroked the pain beneath my throat, where every unsaid truth would float. My voice trembled in aching rise, like sunlight caught in tender skies. And in its warm and steady blend, my silence reached its end. The dawn whispered, say what you need. Your heart deserves to finally bleed. The light that stayed until my heart could speak again heard the fear I'd kept within. It caught my words that felt too thin and let my healing voice begin. The light that stayed until my heart could speak again held my shame without chagrin, and in its glow so genuine, my truth poured out again. Maybe voices crack and break when hearts endure more than they take, but morning light returns to say it's safe to speak your hurts today. A glow that listens without sound and lifts your voice from underground. The light that stayed until my heart could speak again took my trembling by the hand. It let my whispers rise and stand inside its gentle open land. The light that stayed until my heart could speak again turned my silence into pen, and as it warmed my soul again, my voice came home again. And in that morning's end, my heart could speak again. The dawn that restored the pieces I thought were gone came softly with the quiet dawn. It laid its glow across my skin and rebuilt what I'd lost within. It gathered fragments on my floor, the tiny things I'd lost before, and in that warm renewing yawn, my spirit was redrawn. I never knew a morning could return the parts I misunderstood. The dawn that restored the pieces I thought were gone lifted me like gentle fawn. It put my scattered soul back on a path where life could carry on. The dawn that restored the pieces I thought were gone worked with patience, soft and drawn. It held my wounds from dusk to dawn till wholeness slowly shone. I watched the sunlight pick the bits of brokenness my mind admits. It placed them softly into place and filled the cracks with quiet grace. My breathing found a steady flow as morning warmed the parts below, and in its careful healing spawn my missing parts were drawn. It whispered nothing lost is lost. Some things return despite the cost. The dawn that restored the pieces I thought were gone sewed my fragments into dawn. It pushed my darkness off the lawn and helped my wounded soul respond. The dawn that restored the pieces I thought were gone pulled my light from shadows long, and in its gentle glowing calm my heart sang its first song. Maybe healing isn't fast, maybe some shadows simply last until the dawn decides to rise and meet them where the darkness lies. A tender hand that helps rewind the broken corners of your mind. The dawn that restored the pieces I thought were gone wrapped my pain in brighter dawn. It brought me back from being withdrawn and led my broken heel upon. The dawn that restored the pieces I thought were gone proved my spirit wasn't gone, and in its light so softly drawn my soul was reborn. And in that gentle dawn my missing pieces shone.
The first morning where my breath didn't tremble felt unreal, almost too gentle. It drifted in with sighs of gold and loosened what I used to hold. The air flowed through my quiet chest, more like peace and less like test. And in that soft, forgiving symbol my breath forgot to tremble. I'd breathed in fear for far too long, afraid of every right and wrong. The first morning where my breath didn't tremble made my pain a bit more nimble. It softened moments hard to assemble and let my heartbeat reassemble. The first morning where my breath didn't tremble felt like healing in a temple. It turned my sorrow less resentful and made my breathing gentle. The sunlight filled my open hands and calmed the trembling demands. It traced the outline of my grief and let my lungs release relief. A warmth slid down my quiet throat like gentle waves beneath a boat, and in that ease so soft and nimble my breath refused to tremble. The lights said tremble, lifted fear I can't resemble. It healed the ache that been ensemble inside my chest, too tight to handle. The first morning where my breath didn't tremble made my spirit less disheveled. It balanced hurt that once unsettled and let my lungs be level. Maybe breathing is a song that's muted when the nights feel long, but dawn returns to softly teach the notes our lungs forgot to reach. A patient warmth, a golden ember that helps our breath remember the first morning where my breath didn't tremble. Let my world begin to assemble. It made my fractured heart resemble a calm I'd long dismember. The first morning where my breath didn't tremble gave me peace I can't out-temple. And in its warmth so soft and gentle, my soul regained its mantle. And in that quiet tremble, my breath became more gentle. The dawn that wrapped my loneliness in warmth rose quiet, soft and moving north. It touched the empty space beside where all my silent nights reside. It settled gently on my sheets and warmed the holes my heart repeats. And in that warm embracing form, my loneliness felt warm. I never knew a light could hold the parts of me that felt too cold. The dawn that wrapped my loneliness in warmth turned the chill of night to warmth. It pulled me from my frigid north and held my sorrow's growth. The dawn that wrapped my loneliness in warmth gave my silence quiet worth. It lifted me from bitter earth and sheltered my rebirth. The morning sunlight brushed my spine as if to say you're still divine. It didn't cure the ache I feel, but made it softer, made it real. It filled the room with tender light that balanced out my empty night. And in its warm and gentle morph, my loneliness found warmth. The dawn said softly, you belong. You're here, you're safe, you've been so strong. The dawn that wrapped my loneliness in warmth held my heart through cold and storm. It shaped my emptiness to form and made my silence warm. The dawn that wrapped my loneliness in warmth softened bruises left from north. It let my tired voice perform the truth beneath reform. Maybe loneliness is eased when morning light comes softly, please, not pushing us to feel or cheer, just staying, simply staying near. A dawn that sits and says it's fine. Your loneliness is still divine. The dawn that wrapped my loneliness
gentle worth, and in its ever-rising warmth my heart returned to earth. And in that morning's warmth my loneliness felt warm. The morning that let hope sit beside me again came softly like an old lost friend. It pulled a chair beside my bed and warmed the thoughts inside my head. It touched the shadows in my room and swept away my lingering gloom. And in that gentle golden grin, hope dared to walk back in. I thought I'd lost it long ago, buried where the sorrows grow. The morning that let hope sit beside me again held my heart like gentle pen. It wrote new stories from my pain, let me breathe again. The morning that let hope sit beside me again showed me life in lighter skin and made my heart beat less of sin, and let my courage begin. The sunlight rested on my knees and drifted through the waking breeze. It carried whispers soft and true of things I still could learn to do. My chest grew warm with subtle heat, my breathing found a steady beat, and in that warm expanding den hope settled in again. The dawn said softly, you can choose to rise again from all you lose. The morning that let hope sit beside me again held my grief without condemn. It pulled me from my darkest den and trusted me again. The morning that let hope sit beside me again painted futures deep within. It let my broken soul begin to finally let hope in. Maybe hope returns in small soft moments when we start to fall. A morning chair, an open door, a ray of light across the floor, a whisper saying you're not through, there's still a world for you. The morning that let hope sit beside me again lifted weight I carried then. It turned my loss to gentle zen and breathed me whole again. The morning that let hope sit beside me again stayed with me through thick and thin, and in its warm forgiving grin hope sat beside me again. And with that morning's grin hope chose to sit again. The light that waited for my heart to return sat quietly through every turn. It didn't rush the ache I bore, it simply lingered by my door. It brushed the corners of my room and softened all my settled gloom. And in that patient golden burn my heart began to turn. I'd wandered far from who I knew, lost in shades of darker hue. The light that waited for my heart to return held my sorrow without concern. It warmed the pieces scorched and burned and guided me back in return. The light that waited for my heart to return. Let my tired spirit learn that even hearts that crash and churn can find a way to return. Moved along my trembling chest and offered me a quiet rest. The warmth sank gently through my bones and softened all my winter tones. I felt the shift inside my ribs, a loosening of old tired fibs, and in that warm reshaping turn my heart began to yearn. The dawn whispered, take it slow, and I'll stay with you wherever you go. The light that waited for my heart to return lifted grief I'd left to yearn. It touched the places deep in turn, let my healing slowly turn. The light that waited for my heart to return made my empty spaces churn with warmth that filled my inner urn and taught my breath return. Maybe hearts don't run away, they hide until the light can stay. A morning soft enough to say you're safe to come back home today. A glow that does not judge or spurn, but waits for hearts to return. The light that waited for my heart to return held my darkness in its turn. It lifted wounds that pain had worn and brought me back reborn. The light that waited for my heart to return stood through every twist and turn, and in its warmth so calm and firm my heart found its return. And in that dawn's concern my heart chose to return. My soul remember its way back, arrived so softly light and slack. It filtered through my window frame and whispered gently, called my name. It touched the ache beneath my skin and warmed the places dim within. And in that slow expanding track my soul found its way back. For years I'd wandered through the night, too tired to seek a guiding light. The morning that held my soul, remember its way back, pulled me from the shadows black. It filled the wounds that time would crack and steadied what I lacked. The morning that held my soul, remember its way back, held my breathing off the rack. It placed my strength in gentle stack and brought my spirit back. The sunlight slid across the floor and touched the doubts I kept in store. It soothed the trembling in my chest and gave my weary thoughts a rest. I felt the flicker deep inside, a tiny spark I thought had died. And in that warm and glowing track, my soul began unpack. The dawn said softly, you're not gone. You've only slept too long at dawn. The morning that held my soul, remember its way back, turned my grief from red to black. It eased the weight of pain's attack and gave me warmth to tap. The morning that held my soul, remember its way back, finally filled the emptiness slack. It set my heart on gentle track and brought my being back. Maybe souls aren't truly lost, just hidden under winter's frost, and morning light returns to thaw the parts of us that darkness saw. A gentle vow in gold and black. You will always find your way back. The morning that held my soul, remember its way back, brought my breath from off the rack. It loosened every rigid crack and gave my spirit slack. The morning that held my soul, remember its way back, filled my chest where once was lack. And in its bright returning track, my soul found its way back. And in that silent track, my soul slipped gently back. Dawn that held my memories without breaking them arrived with quiet stratagem. It touched the edges worn and thin where fragile stories lived within. It didn't force the tears to fall, it simply held them one and all. And in that soft protective hem, my heart entrusted them. Not every memory's kind. Some scar the corners of the mind. The dawn that held my memories without breaking them, wrapped them in its morning gem. It didn't judge or overwhelm, just stayed beside each stem. The dawn that held my memories without breaking them gave my past a softer realm. It held my stories at the helm and let me cherish them. The sunlight moved along my bed and stroked the years I left unsaid. It laid its warmth on broken places where I'd forgotten former faces. My memories trembled in the gleam, but did not shatter like a dream. For in the dawn's unfailing stem, no light attempted to condemn. The morning whispered, let them stay. They're part of you in every way. The dawn that held my memories without breaking them softened where they may condemn. It let my sorrow shift and stem from heavy root to blooming gem. The dawn that held my memories without breaking them gave my heart its softer hem. It turned remorse to stratagem and held my stories stem.
Maybe memories aren't wounds, they're maps of where our heart are twos, and morning light can safely trace each fragile mark we try to face. A dawn that says you're safe with them and holds each broken gem. The dawn that held my memories without breaking them, lifted them from old mayhem. It let my pain turn into gem and cherished all of them. The dawn that held my memories without breaking them stood with me at morning's hem, and in its gentle healing stem I learned to carry them. And in that tranquil gem my past felt whole again.
That spoke to me without using words fell softly like a flock of birds. It filled my room with quiet tone, a language only hearts have known. It didn't need a single phrase to lift me from my darkest days, and in that tender warming curd my soul felt gently stirred. I listened for too long to noise and lost the sound of my own voice. The light that spoke to me without using words told me truths I'd never heard. It warmed the pain I had deferred and held my grief like gentle hurt. The light that spoke to me without using words sang through silence undeterred. It touched the feelings left unheard and freed my spirit's bird. It moved across my quiet face and left a map of healing trace. It soothed the corners of my mind where heavy thoughts would stay confined. My breath fell into steady pace as dawn restored my inner space, and in its glow so undisturbed my hope began to stir. The morning whispered low and true, your heart knows what you must do. The light that spoke to me without using words gathered hurt like gentle herds. It let my fear become unblurred and held my soul as it transferred. The light that spoke to me without using words healed the ache I long incurred. It let my guarded heart be stirred and felt like being heard. Maybe words are far too small to hold the truth of feelings call, and morning light becomes the tongue of everything we feel unsung. A silent speech that softly girds a world beyond our words. The light that spoke to me without using words guided healing it inferred. It placed my spirit undeterred inside a glow I well deserved. The light that spoke to me without using words held my breath when it was blurred, and in that silent morning surge my soul felt fully heard. And without saying a word, my heart returned unheard. First morning that didn't hurt to wake up to came softly with a lighter hue. It breathed along my weary bed and soothed the weight I'd always dread. It touched my face with a warmth so pure, a kind of peace I'd long endured. And in that gentle golden view my pain withdrew. For years the dawn had felt like fight, battle born from endless night. The first morning that didn't hurt to wake up to gave my heart a different view. It let my tired mind renew and soften what I'd been pulled through. The first morning that didn't hurt to wake up to told my soul it wasn't due to suffer every day anew, and gave me something true. Sunlight pooled beneath my knees and drifted in like healing breeze. It stroked the memories that ache and let my hidden courage wake. I breathed in warmth I used to fear and let the moment settle near. And in that rising gentle cue my world felt new. The light said softly, rest your bones. You're safe now, free from broken thrones. The first morning that didn't hurt to wake up to loosen wounds I once outgrew. It made the shadows feel less blue and held my heart like morning dew. The first morning that didn't hurt to wake up to changed the way my spirit flew. It let my soul unclench its glue and breathe me something new. Maybe morning isn't pain, it's hope returning once again. A golden softness from the sky that keeps our weary spirits high. A light that lifts us from the blue into a world renewed. Morning that didn't hurt to wake up to lifted grief I waded through. It tied my heart in something true and healed the ache I never knew. The first morning that didn't hurt to wake up to stayed until my peace grew. And in that calm and golden hue my world began anew. Felt brand new in morning's gentle view. That held my heart before it fell apart, right before the breaking start. It touched the fractured places slow before the pieces overflowed. It warmed the corners of my chest where silent wounds refused to rest. And in that still and glowing part it held my fragile heart. I carried cracks beneath my skin, with no one knowing where they'd been. The light that held my heart before it fell apart caught the splinters from the start. It wrapped my pain in quiet art and steadied my collapsing heart. The light that held my heart before it fell apart knew the sorrow torn apart. It warmed the fears I held in charge and kept me from that fall apart. The morning breathed along my spine, a gentle murmur, soft divine. It settled where my panic grew and told the tremors pass on through. It picked the pieces one by one and laid them softly in the sun. And in that warm and careful art, my heart did not depart. The dawn whispered, "You're not alone. I'll hold what you can't hold alone." The light that held my heart before it fell apart lifted sorrow from its chart. It eased the breaks that tore apart and stitched my soul in quiet art. The light that held my heart before it fell apart heard the ache within my heart. It kept me standing from the start and softened where I'd fall apart. Maybe rescue isn't loud, not storms or cries or cheering crowd, but morning light that simply stays and holds you through your fragile phase. A glow that whispers, "I won't start to let you fall apart." The light that held my heart before it fell apart tended me like patient art. It healed the damage bit by part and wrapped my soul in warmth and heart. The light that held my heart before it fell apart stayed until the healing start. And in its soft and steady heart, my heart did not fall apart. And in that tender art, my heart stayed whole in part. The dawn that held my breath, believe again, came slowly like a whispered friend. It lingered near my trembling lips and steadied all my shaking slips. It moved along my quiet chest and helped my lungs release their rest. And in that slow and tender, then my breath believed again. I'd breathed in fear for far too long, in broken rhythm, weak and strong. The dawn that held my breath, believe again, the lifted weight I held within. It soothed the ache beneath my skin and let my healing finally begin. The dawn that held my breath, believe again, held me gently like soft wind. It guided where I'd once been pinned and helped my breath begin. The morning wrapped its warmth around and softened all my inward sound.
pressure in my ribs and quieted unspoken fibs. My breathing found a gentle pace as sunlight touched my fragile space. And in that golden soft amen, my breath believed again. The dawn said you're allowed to heal, your breath is safe to gently feel. The dawn that held my breath believe again, unraveled knots I tightened then. It freed the panic held within and let my lungs relearn again. The dawn that held my breath believe again was more than warmth or calming wind. It pulled me from the places thin and filled the air within. Maybe breath remembers light when morning breaks the longest night and teaches lungs to trust the air, that life is safe enough to bear. A dawn that whispers to your pain, believe in breath again. The dawn that held my breath believe again, took my trembling by the chin. It held my fear and tucked it in and taught my breath again. The dawn that held my breath believe again, stayed with me through thick and thin, and in its light beneath my skin, my breath believed again. And with that dawn's begin, my breath believed again.
The morning that didn't ask me to be strong arrived where I'd been weak so long. It didn't push or pry or say what strength I owed to light of day. It let my shaking shoulders fall and didn't question me at all. And in that gentleness lifelong, I didn't need be strong. For once the weight was mine to drop, no finish line, no mountain top. The morning that didn't ask me to be strong held my heart where it belonged. It let me rest from all the wrong and told me I'd survive so long. The morning that didn't ask me to be strong knew the battles I lived long. It hummed a soft, forgiving song. It didn't push me strong. The sunlight touched my tired face and let my grief an open space. It let my quiet tears fall free without demanding bravery. It warmed the places bruised inside where heavy truths would often hide. And in that hush of calm prolonged, I didn't need be strong. The dawn said softly, let it go. Strength comes when you move slow. The morning that didn't ask me to be strong forgave the nights that felt so wrong. It let me breathe where I belong and held me through the whole day long. The morning that didn't ask me to be strong loosened fears I'd clung too strong. It left my sorrow to prolong without the need be strong. Maybe strength is not a roar, but knowing when you can't give more, and morning light becomes a friend that tells you weakness isn't it. A warmth that wraps you all alone. You don't have to be strong. The morning that didn't ask me to be strong lifted pain I'd held so long. It soothed the years I lived headstrong and taught my heart its softer song. The morning that asked me to be strong stayed with me like lifelong, and in its warmth so still and strong, I learned I'm already strong. And in that gentle song, I rested all day long. Dawn that finally felt like it was meant for me came softly with a quiet plea. It brushed my cheeks with golden air as if to say, you still belong here. It filled the room with gentle light and lifted shadows from the night. And in that warm serenity, it felt like it was meant for me. Watch so many mornings rise, feeling unseen beneath their skies. The dawn that finally felt like it was meant for me held my heart so tenderly. It warmed the fears I used to flee and let my soul feel finally free. The dawn that finally felt like it was meant for me whispered love in minor key. It gave my breath new dignity and made the world choose me. The sunlight kissed my trembling hand as though it truly understands the quiet ache I've kept inside. The years I felt I shouldn't confide. It placed its warmth around my brow and told me gently, you're enough now. And in that soft epiphany, the dawn felt meant for me. The light said softly, you belong. You've been enough all along. The dawn that finally felt like it was meant for me cleared the fog I couldn't see. It loosened pain that clung to me and held my heart so patiently. The dawn that finally felt like it was meant for me let my worries bend the knee. It wrapped me in serenity and brought me home to me. Maybe mornings bloom again when hearts find strength to let light in, and dawn returns when we are brave enough to rise from where we cave. A light that whispers quietly, this dawn was meant for thee. The dawn that finally felt like it was meant for me lifted grief I held deeply. It made my breathing feel carefree and healed what used to flee. The dawn that finally felt like it was meant for me stood like faithful family, and in its warmth so heavenly, the world felt meant for me. And in that morning's plea, the dawn was meant for me. The light that repaired my spirit one breath at a time. Fell gently like a subtle rhyme. It moved along my fragile chest and told my heart to take a rest. It warmed the air I pulled inside where quiet wounds would often hide. And in that calm and tender climb it healed me breath by time. I'd broken slowly piece by piece without a moment of release. The light that repaired my spirit one breath at a time lifted sorrow from its grime. It soothed the ache that felt like crime. It shaped my world in softer rhyme. The light that repaired my spirit one breath at a time held my soul through steep incline. It steadied beats that felt misaligned and healed me breath by time. The morning rested on my spine, a gentle wave of warm design. It eased the tremor in my throat and softened tears that tried to float. It placed a glow upon my fears and thawed the cold from former years. And in that slow and subtle prime, it fixed me breath by time. The dawn said softly, slow your pace. Healing isn't won by race. The light that repaired my spirit one breath at a time freed the pain I'd kept confined. It let my sorrow realign with something warm and kind. The light that repaired my spirit one breath at a time held me through the steep incline. It gave my hurting heart a sign and healed me breath by time. Maybe healing isn't fast. Maybe some will simply last until a gentle dawn appears and helps us breathe through hidden fears. A light that whispers you will climb one breath at a time. The light that repaired my spirit one breath at a time lifted grief like shifting tide. It pulled me from the world inside and warmed the places where I'd hide. The light that repaired my spirit one breath at a time raised my soul from depths of grime. And in its warm, forgiving chime it healed me breath by time. And in that gentle climb I breathe my soul in time. The morning that taught my heart how to breathe without fear arrived warm, steady, drawing near. It rested lightly on my chest and whispered, child, you deserve rest. It touched the corners where I shook, places too fragile for anyone to look. And in that warm and quiet sphere, my breath released its fear. I'd lived too long with trembling lungs,
afraid of songs my heart once sung. The morning that taught my heart how to breathe without fear held the ache I carried here. It softened storms I once held dear and made my trembling disappear. The morning that taught my heart to breathe without fear gave my chest a place sincere. It let my breath grow calm and clear and freed my soul from fear. The sunlight drifted down my spine, a mercy warm, a subtle sign that maybe life could still be kind despite the storms I'd left behind. My lungs expanded gently slow as morning brushed away my woe, and in its soft embracing cheer my breath forgot its fear. The dawn whispered, you're safe right now, your heart deserves this healing vow. The morning that taught my heart how to breathe without fear held my shadows year by year. It untied knots that once were sheer and let my quiet hope appear. The morning that taught my heart to breathe without fear pulled my pain from atmosphere. It let my spirit reappear and breathed away my fear. Maybe fear dissolves in light when dawn replaces longest night. A gentle ray across the floor that holds the hurt we can't ignore. A glow that whispers crystal clear, you don't have to fear. The morning that taught my heart how to breathe without fear turned my nights of doubt severe into a world that felt more near and breathed new life right here. The morning that taught my heart to breathe without fear stayed until the skies were clear, and in that soft and golden sphere my heart lived free from fear, and breath returned sincere when morning ended fear.
Dawn that carried the weight my shoulders couldn't, and came softly in the glow it shouldn't. It laid itself across my bones and hummed a tune in quiet tones. It gathered burdens one by one and placed them gently in the sun. And in that warm, forgiving moment, my bones felt less bent. I'd held too much for far too long, trying to prove that I was strong. The dawn that carried the weight my shoulders couldn't, lifted everything I wouldn't. It softened truths I thought were wooden and freed the pain I couldn't. The dawn that carried the weight my shoulders couldn't, held me kindly when I shouldn't. It understood what others wouldn't and carried what I couldn't. Sunlight brushed my tired spine, a warmth that whispered you are mine. It eased the knots of hidden ache, the kind kind of hurt you never shake. It settled deep into my frame and soothed the guilt I couldn't name. And in that soft and steady current, my spirit felt different. The morning said, just let it fall. You don't need to hold it all. The dawn that carried the weight my shoulders couldn't, lifted heaviness abundant. It warmed the sorrow so redundant and freed my heart reluctant. The dawn that carried the weight my shoulders couldn't, held my world when I just wouldn't. It didn't ask why I couldn't. It simply carried what I couldn't. Maybe weight is meant to share. A morning breeze, a quiet prayer, a ray of light that lifts the load and helps us walk a gentler road. A dawn that whispers soft and wooden, I'll carry what you couldn't. The dawn that carried the weight my shoulders couldn't, guided me through fears imprudent. It turned my suffering translucent and held my heart abundant. The dawn that carried the weight my shoulders couldn't, stayed with strength so resolute, and in its steady warm salute, it carried what I couldn't. And in its soft pursuit, my shoulders found respite. The morning that let my heart learn to trust the light again came softly after nights of pain. It brushed the curtains with its gold and warmed the fears I'd never told. It tiptoed onto every crack where life had slowly pulled me back, and in that slow, forgiving glint, my heart found light again. I'd lost my trust in brighter skies after too many dark goodbyes. The morning that let my heart learn to trust the light again softened wounds I'd held within. It washed my shadows deep in skin and let my healing re-begin. The morning that let my heart learn to trust the light again gathered hurt beneath my chin. It whispered softly, let me in, and lit my soul again. The sunlight lingered on my sleeve as though it begged me to believe. It shined on places left unseen, on cracks I'd hidden from the sheen. My heartbeat slowed beneath its glow as morning moved so warm and slow, and in that soft enlightening glen my trust found breath again. The dawn said gently, you can stay. The light won't take itself away. The morning that let my heart learn to trust the light again melted nights of cold discipline and let my courage seep within the cracks I'd guarded from begin. The morning that let my heart learn to trust the light again pulled my fear from thick chagrin. It held me strong through thick and thin, and warmed my hope trust is fragile glass that breaks with every storm we pass. But morning light can piece it back. With quiet patience we might lack a glow that whispers through the rain. Trust the light again. The morning that let my heart learn to trust the light again. Lifted grief I'd fought within and washed my soul of shadowed sin and let new life begin. The morning that let my heart learn to trust the light again. Stayed until the world grew thin and in its warmth beneath my skin my trust returned. In that golden glen, my heart found light again. The dawn that made my wounds feel less like failures arrived with warm, forgiving layers. It touched the scars I'd tried to hide and soothed the ache I kept inside. It didn't shame me for the pain or ask me why I couldn't reign. And in that calm embracing air, my wounds felt less unfair. I thought my scars were proof of loss, a tally etched in painful cost. The dawn that made my wounds feel less like failures held them like familiar prayers. It told me they were stepping stairs, not proof of life's unfair affairs. The dawn that made my wounds feel less like failures lifted sorrow's endless layers and warmed my heart like gentle flares and softened all my stairs. The morning light slid down my spine, a soft caress, a quiet sign. It moved along each fragile bruise and whispered, you did all you could choose. It wrapped the years of silent cries in gentle warmth before my eyes. And in that slow, forgiving glare, my wounds felt less to bear. The dawn said, these are marks of tries, not broken faults you must despise. The dawn that made my wounds feel less like failures, loosened guilt from shadowed layers. It softened pain in hidden fares and lifted sorrow unawares. The dawn that made my wounds feel less like failures turned my grief to calmer layers. It eased the stories no one shares and showed me someone cares. Maybe wounds aren't signs of shame, they're simply proof we stayed in frame, that we kept living through the ache and carried more than hearts can take. A dawn that whispers through our prayers, their wounds not failures. The dawn that made my wounds feel less like failures, warmed my heart through silent glares. It healed my broken soul in pairs and breathed me hope in morning airs. The dawn that made my wounds feel less like failures held my pain in softened layers, and in its light beyond compares, my wounds felt The morning that finally let me feel like I could stay alive came softly asking me to thrive. It touched my pulse with warm and light and guided me from longest night. It rested gently on my bones and thawed the ache in muted tones. And in that warm, forgiving drive, I felt myself alive. I'd walked so long with hollow feet, barely crossing life's to see. The morning that finally let me feel like I could stay alive held my breath through fragile strife. Its steady thoughts that would deprive and taught my soul to come alive. The morning that finally let me feel like I could stay alive softened where my fears arrived. It showed me how my heart could survive and held my hope revive. Sunlight drifted down my chest, a touch of warmth, a quiet rest. It lifted heaviness I bore and opened up an unseen door. My lungs began to move with ease, my heart be loosened from its freezing. In that tender morning hive, my spirit stayed alive. The dawn said softly, stay with me, this world still holds your destiny. The morning that finally let me feel like I could stay alive pulled me from despair's archive. It let my broken mind derive a reason still to stay alive. The morning that finally let me feel like I could stay alive held my tears as they arrived. It let my courage resurvive and breathe my soul alive. Maybe life returns in rays, in gentle, soft, unhurried ways, a golden warmth across the floor that whispers, live a little more. A dawn that knows the cost to strive and helps us stay alive. The morning finally let me feel like I could stay alive, gave my heart a place to thrive. It freed the pain I kept inside, it kept my fragile hope